Alright, so we're working on the mod motor, the 5.4, and we got the heads on and torqued, and a few things I guess. The first thing would be the instructions. Don't say much. Like they do, but meh, not really. And so that I had my poop in a group, I got this book. And kind of wish I hadn't, because there's some stuff in there, but it's, I mean, not that great. It's more or less a book of like, it might as well be called So You're Sending Your Motor to a Machine Shop. It explains the steps that a machine shop takes to get your engine machined, which doesn't help you assemble or know enough. So, alright, so the first thing, the biggest thing I had a kind of a gripe with the instructions was, you'll see here are these plugs. They're in the front and the back. So this is the front of the motor, and this is where your timing chain slack adjusters go, here and here, and they run off of oil pressure. So in the front here, these are mounting bolts. It's an oil feed hole that helps you hydraulically adjust your tensioners or automatically do it. And same here, bolts, passage. These have to stay open in the front because this is where your adjusters go and your chain goes. Sounds simple? Yeah. Right here is an oil passage. It needs to be plugged or you'll have low oil pressure. Okay. And same here. Alright. Sounds straightforward, but with the instructions, not so much. What I found was, to double check and to know myself, if you shine a light in, you can see that like these are bolt holes and stuff, like they're blind, whereas these are open. You can see the passages in them. So again, this is the back side of the head. So here you don't, this is for, they're kind of a mirror image of each other, right? So they're flipped around, but this would, you could put this on the front too. So if you did, these would be your bolt holes and this would be the oil feed hole for your slack adjuster. So in the back we plug that. Again, shine a light in and you'll see. Same here, plug this off. These, you won't get low oil, well you'll have no oil pressure because it'll just dump out the back side of the motor and on the floor. So you'll know immediately if you got it wrong. And then same here, right? And that's basically it. Yeah, I got the cams in. So what I did was I followed the instructions, put the cams in, checked the lash underneath the cam follower with the lash adjuster collapsed, and they say to do that on the bench before you install them. So I had done that, shelved it, put the bottom end together, like to make sure that the cams and everything are okay, and then did the bottom end and come back. Well, this is assembly lube. It's red line, but I don't think it matters. If you look here, maybe you can't see, it's kind of gone hard in places. Like here's fine, this stuff's good, but in some places it got, you can hear, hardened up. So I pulled the one cam off to see how it is, and I'll be pulling the cams off. I'll put the gears on. When the gears are on, I'll put these on with the gears in the correct places and the followers and everything inside. And then here you snap some vice grips on so that it doesn't snap back over center and twap off the, they have a special holding tool, but you know, like vice grips will work. So yeah, but look here now, if you look at the end of this pick, this is what I got out of one of the oil galleries that feeds the cam. Okay, this is hard. This is almost like a wax. So I got it all out, got most of it out, and then I'll take the cams out and clean them up and put, this stuff's runnier, it's not so much like honey. So I'm thinking it's going to work better. I don't know, whatever. I don't know why people use this shit. Like it's pumped up, but I worked for a construction mechanic who did everything old school. And it was just regular 30 weight that went on everything. Non-detergent 30 weight, or just regular ass oil. And we never had no problems. So I don't know. Maybe this is more propaganda, who knows. But these are the trick flow heads, and they're nice. They did a nice job. So, and with the kit you get Ford Racing gaskets, which is a nice touch. They're pretty rad. The cams should be a little rowdier than stock. And we got our melling oil pump on there. So, and my next bitch is with torque to yield. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It seems monkey nuts and stupid, and I don't really understand. When I did the bottom end for shits and giggles, I put one of these torque wrenches on it when I was turning it. Okay, I did the torque to yield thing, but I could keep an eye on the torque. Now, I looked at ARP, what their torque rating is for their studs, and the torque number worked out the same. So when I did the torque to yield, the foot-pounds reading on this was the same as the ARP studs that don't use a torque yield and just use a foot-pound rating, so I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that torque to yield has to do with lesser quality of bolts that they use now, or different thread pitch or something stupid. But it is what it is. Maybe it's just me and I'm crazy, but I don't like torque to yield. So, but engine's coming together. It looks good, and I think that's kind of the biggest hurdle. I'll get the chains on and I'll kind of show you how they go. But it's pretty straightforward. The plugs were the biggest thing tripping me up. So, anyway, more videos, more stuff.